what's interesting, Jeff, is the part where you mentioned the whole eye roll thing where we've seen a lot of people who don't understand the prophetic or prophets.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
hear about a prophet giving a prophetic word or giving a word from the Lord, and the immediate response is whatever, what a weirdo, right? That's generally what the response is.
Yeah, I was one of those people for a
Yeah.
long time,
Yeah,
so.
and when I first came to Lord of Hosts too, we were new into the prophetic, so I didn't understand it either, and it was a bit of like, man, these people are so strange. But at the same time, you can't help but be drawn to it, and I think that's where a lot of people in our generation are. And just to help them out, it's weird to me that people will go out of their way to read daily horoscopes, right? They'll
Right.
go out of their way to listen to Instagram influencers about the top 10 tips to boost your brand, boost your business, become a happy person, find that perfect person to marry. But
Right.
yet, when it comes to something that's genuinely from the Lord, people are like skeptical about it, which really is hilarious to me. But I think it really comes down to this, Jeff. You fear the things that you are ignorant of or you don't understand. And I really think it comes down to this. The body of Christ really hasn't done a great job of explaining the various expressions of God.
Yeah.
And one of the things is that God uses the prophetic really basically just so he can talk to us and give us a heads up of things to come, things that we are to do, or even warnings. And that's really, in its simplest form is what it comes down to. And like Matt was saying, there's a lot of people that give the, oh, here we go again, because they're looking at things from just a natural perspective. And what God is trying to do is open your eyes to being able to see past what's happening in front of you and seeing what is actually happening at the higher level and overall perspective. And I think it really just comes down to that. We as millennials, Gen Z, Gen Yers, whatever the alphabet is, we've got to just become more open to really just wanting to learn about what it means to really hear from God. Because you hear it all the time. People are like, well, does God talk to you? Like, how do you know that God's hearing? Well, you've got prophets on the earth that are saying exactly the things that God is saying. And it really just comes down to that. We've got to have more of an open mind and be in tune with more of the spiritual side of things rather than looking at things from a natural perspective.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, it's something that I think I said in that in our phone call, but it was I've said it somewhere else, probably on this show too, but there's never going to be enough evidence for you to go, okay, now I can believe in this prophecy. Now there's never going to be a time where it's not going to require some measure of faith, right? And it's interesting because in our culture, like you're talking about horoscopes and all these other things, where we're very quick we have the faith for other things, but not for, say, prophecy, for example. And even Christians, where somebody will come up to them, they'll tell them a rumor, right? And they'll take it as truth. They engage their faith into that rumor and they go, whoa, I can't believe so-and-so's doing that. Oh, whoa. And then they actually exercise their faith in that way. And we do that all the time. We as in people, we do that all the time with stuff where things come our way and we choose to engage our faith in it. Even if it's not godly, we're choosing to engage that faith in that and believe that that thing is true. And then we carry it out as if it is true forward, right? So the same applies to, and that's in an ungodly way, but in a godly way, we need to partner our faith with things. That's like the electric current that God operates with stuff. He's like, I can do that. I can do that. I can work with that faith and that faith and that faith. It's like talking about faith as small as a mustard seed. But I've kind of been stuck in Hebrews for a while. And then I found myself just my wheels spinning in a good way in Hebrews chapter 11, which is the big faith chapter. And for those who don't know what faith is, chapter 11, verse 1 of Hebrews. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see, which is exactly what we're talking about, right? But it even talks about, it goes to all these people who like exercise great faith. And I think, Matt, you were the one that said there are people that died not having seen their prophecies fulfilled. And it even says that exact thing. It's talking about all these great people that stepped out in faith that didn't end up getting to see the fruits, the full fruits of that materialized on the earth before they died. And so I think that's just, it's this strange thing. I mean, but it's chronicled throughout the Bible, right?